Class 3, we were reading about the Royal Parade, the first lesson of your main course book, and New Oxford New Pathways. So, you have already read about this chapter, I've sent it to you. So, this was set in the story is of 1638, and this year is 2020. So minus 2020 from 2020 minus 1638. The story is set up in those times, 17th century, when Mysore was ruled by kings, and they used to have a huge celebration during Dasera, in which huge processions of elephants and horses and people and soldiers used to take place on the roads of Mysore, and in chariots and on the elephant backs were the royal people sitting on them and the king. So it is of those times, as you have already read about Jaya and her friend, which was a baby elephant, a calf elephant, which was named Deva by her, and how once she wanted to go to the Sarah celebration with her father, who was a tribal king, but her father refused to take her because she was too small, and in those times people used to walk from one place to another, and being so small she could not walk such a long distance. Only her brother was to be taken. So she was very unhappy about it, and when she went to her friend in the jungle, the baby elephant Deva, and then what he did was that Deva wrapped his trunk around Jaya and lifted her. उसने अपनी सूंड जो थे जया के चारों लपेटी और उसे उठा लिया, प्लेसिंग her gently on his back, और उसको अपनी पीठ पर धीरे से बिठा दिया. He began to run towards the open field. Jaya knew this was not safe for Deva, and from the jungle he started running towards the open field, which was not safe for him because people would catch him or harm him. Stop, Deva! She yelled. She shouted, "Stop!" But Deva burst out of the trees and ran across the field. बट देवा एकदम पेड़ों को बाहर आ गया और फील्ड यानी कि ओपन मैदान जो था वहाँ भागने लगा. Jaya was shocked to see that the field was teeming with people and elephants. So Jaya saw that the field was full of people. Teeming means full of people and animals, right? Darted means ran quickly in a particular direction. So there were people in that field, and what was happening was she didn't know, and she was quite surprised. Deva turned back. Jaya pulled his ears. उसने बोला to go back, and he pulled his ears so that he would turn. But Deva was in no mood to listen. He finally stopped in front of a chariot. भाई वो तो सुनना ही नहीं चाह रहा था. वो एक चैरियट क्या होता है? चैरियट रथ को बोलते हैं. An open carriage that was used for transport in olden times. So he stopped in front of a chariot. This is a very majestic elephant calf. Majestic means very grand, बड़े शानदार जिसको बोलते हैं. So somebody said कि this is a very grand kind of a baby elephant, said a finely dressed young woman in the chariot. उस रथ में एक बहुत ही अच्छे कपड़े, शानदार बढ़िया कपड़े पहने एक लेडी बैठी थी. वो बोली. Jaya soon learned that people had come from the Mysuru palace to select elephants for the Jambu Savari, the elephant parade at the Dasara. तो उसको पता चला लोगों से कि जो मैसूरू का जो महल था वो अब महाराजा पैलेस ऑफ मैसूर कहलाता है. एंड in one part at the back of the palace, royal people still live, but otherwise the palace is open for people. It's been turned into a museum. You can you can buy tickets and visit the whole palace. You will see the beautiful huge paintings depicting the Dashera festivals. So if you happen ever to go to Bangalore in Karnataka, Mysore is very near to Bangalore, which is called now, and there you can visit this Maharaja Palace of Mysore. So Jaya came to know that people had come from the palace to select elephants for Jambu Savari, or the elephant ride, during the Dasera festival. Turn back, Deva! Jaya fearfully shouted into Deva's large ears. वापस चलो देवा. वो डर के चिल्लाई उसके कानों में बड़े बड़े. Deva shook his head. He took one step forward. Deva ने सिर हिलाया, एक कदम आगे बढ़ा. Little miss, said the woman in a happy voice to Jaya, can your Deva come for the royal parade? So that woman was very happy to see Deva. She said, can he come to the royal parade? Jaya was very scared for Deva. No, she shouted boldly. He belongs here in the forest. No, he cannot come to this parade of yours because he belongs to the forest. And she felt that it will not be safe for him because she was scared for Deva. Of course, he will return to the forest after the parade, I promise. The woman's voice was reassuring. Reassuring means a quality about a person that makes another feel less worried. Reassure का मतलब दिलासा देना, उसको सांत्वना, उसको ये इस बात की के लिए समझाना कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा. तो उसने कहा वो जैसे ही परेड ख़त्म होगी वापस जंगल में आ जाएगा. तो उस औरत ने उसको समझाते हुए कहा. Jaya felt Deva was in safe hands. Also, she was so proud for her Deva. उसने कहा अब तो ये जो है सुरक्षित हाथों में है. और she felt very proud for Deva that he was so nice and so intelligent and so lovely that he was selected by the group of people who had come to select elephants. But Deva won't have any friend in Mysuru, said Jaya after some thought. कोई दोस्त तो है नहीं इसका मैसूरू में. Surely he will have you. I can see how close you both are. In fact, you can teach him the royal march. उसने कहा क्यों, तुम तो हो, मुझे दिख रहा है तुम कितना आपस में दोस्त हो. और वास्तव में तो कहा जाए तो तुम तो उसको रॉयल मार्च में कैसे चलना है तो वो भी सिखा दोगी. हाँ, किस तरह मार्च में चलना है. तो इस तरह से देवा एंड जया बोथ वर सिलेक्टेड फॉर द परेड. मी वंडर्ड लिटिल जया, वो हैरानी से सोचने लगी. मैं? यस, व्हाई डोंट यू ब्रिंग समवन अलोंग, यू आर टू यंग टू टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, स्माइल द वुमन. तो उसने किसी को साथ लेके आ जाओ तुम, और तुम तो अभी बहुत छोटी हो अपना ख्याल रखने के लिए. दैट वुमन स्माइल्ड एंड सेड, कैन आई ब्रिंग 3 समवन्स, आस्क्ड जया प्लेफुली. तो जया ने बहुत खुशी खुशी पूछा, थोड़ा सा मजाक किया, क्या 3 किसी को ले आऊँ, जो 3 किसी, जो भी किसी को लाने का मतलब है क्या 3 को ले आऊँ अपने साथ. डेफिनेटली, एंड टेल देम दे आर द गेस्ट्स ऑफ द किंग ऑफ मैसूरू. Yes, you can bring them and they will be the guests of the Maharaja of Mysore. So, that's how Jaya went to see the lights and the fireworks of the great Dasara festival in Mysuru with her brother and parents. So, she took along her parents and her brother to Mysuru where she saw all the lights and the fireworks. The रोशनियाँ और जो पटाखे बज रहे थे. कहाँ पे? During the Dasara festival of Mysuru. The graceful dancers, the smart soldiers, the brilliant band, the brightly decorated elephants, camels, and horses were all very fascinating. But Deva was the most elegant of all. तो वहाँ पे क्या था? Very beautiful dancers were there, smart soldiers were there, very very well played band was there, and brightly decorated. So बड़े चमकदार सजे हुए हाथी, camels, ऊँट थे और horses, घोड़े थे. They were very fascinating. Fascinating means here, a word has different meanings in different sentences. Fascinating means which something which, attracts you terribly. So यहाँ पर attractive. The meaning of fascinating is attractive. So fascinating when you can't put your eyes away from something. That is fascinating. You are so attracted towards it. But who was the best of them all? The most elegant. Elegant means stylish, was Deva. And it was for Deva that Jaya and her brother cheered the loudest. And for Deva, they cheered the loudest. They were not sitting on the elephant, they were just watching the procession. And they cheered for Deva loudly. Who? Jaya and her brother. So this is a story by Nandini Nair. She is a South Indian and she has written this lovely little story. Story is set in 2 palaces. Which are the 2 places? 2 places, a forest and Mysuru. I'm going to send you the answers. I was afraid because she felt the strangers could harm Deva. I've already sent you the answers. Please go through them and read them and learn them and do the exercises also. So what is a proper noun? Proper noun is a name of a particular person, place or idea. So proper nouns begin with a capital letter. किसी भी एक स्पेशल व्यक्ति वस्तु या स्थान के नाम को प्रॉपर नाउन बोलते हैं. ये हमेशा कैपिटल लेटर से शुरू होता है, जैसे नेम्स ऑफ पीपल, प्लेसेस, वीक्स एंड मंथ्स एंड बिल्डिंग्स एक्सेट्रा. कोई स्पेशल है तो अ कॉमन नाउन इज समथिंग वे अ नेम ऑफ अ पर्सन, प्लेस और थिंग, and they it represents the whole group. जैसे tiger, tiger will represent all the tigers, tree will represent all the trees, a boy will represent all the boys, girl, fan, chair, table, which do not have a particular name. They are all proper nouns. So that you have to do in this exercise. You have to circle the proper nouns and you have to underline the common nouns, which I have already sent to you. Here you have to name, you fill in the blanks. Qutub Minar is a building, Kalpana Chawla was a woman, Ganges is a river. You have to do this. Then what are collective nouns? The group of things is called group of things, which is named in a particular word, is a collective noun. Like team of hockey players, a troop of dancers, a bunch of keys, pride of lions, crew of sailors, constellation of stars, and many more such things. Many more. You are a class of students, etc. In the same way, silent letters. There are some words in which some letters are silent. Letters means A B C D का कोई letter, जैसे valet. Valet में T silent है. Soften में T silent है. Listen में T silent है. Rustle में T silent है. Rustle leaves rustle है. सरसराना पत्तियों का. So इसमें you have got 5 words in which T is silent, like whistle, Christmas, castle, catch, ballet, etc. This is a ballet dancer, right? And just so you have to tell about these. Description. Describe an ice cream. It's a food. It is cold, sweet and tasty. So you have to tell what the thing is. Fridge is a machine, a pizza is also a food, dining table is a furniture, and a novel is a book. And you tell about them. This also I have sent you. So in this also your D is silent in Wednesday, knife in knife K is silent, in sandwich D is silent, and in talk L is silent, Y H is silent. So you have to underline the letters which are silent. So this finishes your